Hello everyone and welcome back to Easy Natural English with Liam. As usual, I'll be speaking to you in natural English that's just a bit easier so you can get used to the way native speakers really speak without having to listen to really difficult English like movies and TV shows. Although of course that is very good study, but this might make it a bit easier if you get used to some easier natural English by listening to me. So today I want to talk about starting again. And there's a few reasons I want to talk about this. So I have many students who tell me that they kind of studied English before, and it could be in high school, it could have been a few years ago for their job or something. And then they give up, and it could be because they were very busy, or it could be because they just didn't feel like they really needed to use English anymore. It could be because they had children, or it could be because they needed to study another language and they found it too hard to focus on two languages at the same time. So then they start again. And I have many students that do this, and I think there's a lot of people who hesitate to do this, who don't want to start doing this. They feel like maybe that it's too late. They think, I've given up for a long time, so there's no point starting again. I can't catch up or something. But you need to remember that this isn't a race. There's nobody for you to compare yourself to, so you can start again whenever you like. And I have had students who have started again quite late in life. They could be, even retired. I've had that a few times actually. Retired people, so they've stopped working. They're over 65 years old. They've stopped working, and now they have some free time. They've thought, I'll start studying English again. Most of them, it's because now they also have time to travel. So they want to study English and use it when they're traveling. So why not? So then when I hear people say, I'm 30, 40 years old, it's too late to start again, I think, what? I had like 65, even 70-year-olds starting again. So it's never too late. You only live once, so it's good to just do the things that you care about. Don't compare yourself to others, and just start again if you want to start again, or start in the first place if you haven't started yet. But the reason I thought about talking about this today is because for those of you who have been listening for a while, you'll know that I just moved to a new apartment. And before, I used to play basketball all the time. I was playing basketball a lot, but in the last place I was living, it was quite hard for me to get to a basketball court. I had to drive for quite a long time, and it wasn't even a very good basketball court. It only had one hoop, so I could get there, and there's other people using it. I can't really play if it's too busy. And it just wasn't very good. So it was hard for me to get motivated to go and play basketball. So now in the new apartment, there's a basketball court that's very close. I can walk there, and it's really nice. It has a really beautiful view as well because it's quite high up. And if you're a regular listener, you'll know that I live in Okinawa, and this basketball court is at the top of a hill facing out over the ocean. So while I'm playing basketball, I can look out at the sunset. So it's pretty perfect, and it's really nice hoops, really nice ground. They even have lights at night. So I've started again. So I haven't played basketball for a while. So I don't want to jump into a club or a team and start playing games because I don't feel like my skills are 100%, if they ever were 100%. So now I'm just playing by myself, and I'm going back to the basics. So I'm working on my dribbling skills and shooting and these kind of basic drills, these basic skills. So that's what I would advise people to do if you're starting a language again. You don't want to, or maybe you do want to, but maybe you're a bit scared to jump into a conversation with like 4 natives at a party or something. That sounds a bit scary. So I would recommend starting from the basics again. If you're thinking, oh, I'm a bit rusty, I'm not as good as I used to be with tenses, for example. So tenses are the time that you're speaking in, past tense, present tense, future tense. If you're not so comfortable with these tenses, then start taking a look at those again. Take a look at conjugation again. So conjugation is how we change the verbs between like me and him, and for past tenses too. So start again with these things. Try to do a lot of listening practice again to try and get your brain back into like English mode. Maybe it's been in your native language mode for a long time. So, start trying to listen to English as much as possible. As I always say, when you're cooking, cleaning, walking, doing things with your hands, you can always be listening to English. This is what I do with Japanese. Whenever I'm cooking, cleaning, walking, even, I just told you I'm playing basketball again. While I play basketball, I listen to Japanese. So I listen to podcasts. But of course, this is why I'm playing basketball by myself. I don't recommend wearing headphones and playing a team sport like basketball or soccer, like football, and your team members are shouting at you and you're running around with headphones on. It's probably not very good. But if you're playing by yourself, working on your skills, then of course that's okay. Or if you go to a gym, it's quite easy to be listening to English. I often listen to Japanese when I'm exercising, lifting weights and things like that. So the point of today's episode is, please don't be worried to start again. And if you want to start practice speaking again, then come and take a lesson with me on italki. That's an online platform where I teach we can speak through Skype or even through italki Classroom, which is italki's own kind of video chat function. And we can do any type of lesson that you want. So if you want to start with basic grammar again, we can do that. Or if you want some conversation practice, we can do that while I help you with any little mistakes or vocabulary problems or something. So there's no need to be scared to start something, even something new, or start something again. I often use my dad as an example. When my dad was, I forgot what age he was now, in his 60s, he was over 60 years old, and he decided to start windsurfing, which is when you go out on a surfboard with a sail. He's over 60 years old. He decided to start doing this. Also, my mother-in-law, who's in her 50s now, she's just started supping, which is the surfboard with the paddle. So, there's no age when it's too late to start doing anything. So, it doesn't really matter. So if you haven't studied English for a while and you've, obviously been thinking about getting into it again because you're watching this video, which is for people studying English. So if that's the case, just go for it. Just try to get as much in your day as possible. Like I said, just listen as much as possible. Try to read as many things as possible. Start, trying to read the news in English, reading comics in English, reading books in English. Change your phone settings into English. Trying to speak to people in English as much as possible. Just start doing as much as you can. And even if, you've started very late in life and you feel like, maybe I don't have long left or something, if you do lots, you can still get to a very high level of English. And also, don't worry too much. Some people often say like, as we get older, our brains change and we can't learn languages so well. But actually, if you look at the scientific research for this, it appears to not really have much effect. So young people can get better at pronunciation easier. Once we pass, I think it's like 15, 16 years old, it can be very difficult to get a native pronunciation. It's still not impossible. I've seen cases on the internet where people have done that. Like there are YouTubers who I've heard learn English later in life and they've learned like a native pronunciation. They sound really, really good. So it just makes it easier in terms of pronunciation, but in terms of actually learning a language, it doesn't have too much effect. So don't be scared. So if you're starting afresh, then please just jump in. And like I said, if you want to take a lesson, come and see me on italki. There's a link on the YouTube and on the podcast description for that. So thank you all very much for listening today. If you are on the YouTube version, please subscribe, like, and comment. If you're listening to the podcast version, please follow and review. Everybody share with your friends, and I will see you all back here next time.